If you are an UI UX designer and thinking about developing your own websites without doing a single line of code, this is the right video for you. So in recent days, we have seen reels, posts, and articles of people doing these crazy animated websites. And as a designer, we also want to develop them, but those who are out of the computer science field or are not familiar with development can't actually do that. So in this scene comes no code website builders, and in today's episode I'll be explaining what the no code website builder is, the top two website builders in my opinion, and which one is the right one for you. So without any further delay, let's go straight into the screen and start the video. Alright, so the first thing we are going to cover is the no code web builder itself. What the theoretical definition says is a no-code web builder is a platform that gives you tools so that you can develop websites without using any coding or without requiring any coding skill. So now let's move to a real life example, and then I think you will get to know that better. So yeah, here you can see that there is a house and there are 4 walls and a roof. So what happens in the traditional or conventional web development is there are two teams who are going to build this, the front-end developers and the back-end developer. We're going to assume that the design is already provided by the UI designer, so now all they need to do is develop it. So suppose this house is a website. All right, so in traditional web building, what you have to do is the back-end developer is going to give elements or materials to the front-end developer so he can build components. The components here are these like 7 bricks here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, these 7 bricks, and these 7 bricks combined make a wall. 4 walls combine a whole layer or border, and then comes the roof itself. So that's how you build a website. You build a house. And for websites, the backend developer gives you data, and he builds a database so that the data can be transferred to the front end, and the front end developer designs the website in real time, and then he shows those data in the front end, so which we user see ourselves. And now let's move towards the web builder itself. So suppose this is a no code web builder. All right, so in no code web builders, what they do is they will provide you components which are ready made, and all you have to do is take them and drag them to the place you want them to. So suppose now we will build a house using the no code web builder. So we will take the roof, we will take the wall, we will take the floor, connect and connect them. See how fast it was compared to the first one, because in the first one you have to be careful in making every component. Suppose you mess up in the making a brick, so the whole wall's gonna be tilted or weak. That's why you need a very good knowledge of coding in terms of traditional web building. In the website builders, the website builder themselves give you those components, like they code it for you. All you have to do is drag and drop. And now the question arises, am I bound to what they're giving me? No, they're just giving you the structure, and you can modify or customize it as you want. So suppose we have our house, but we need door, right? So this door might be a plugin from that web builder, or might be a component from that web builder, which you are going to just drag and drop here, and you have your way to enter the house. Same goes for this door too. And yeah, now we have our 2 doors. Now in terms of customization, web builders give all kinds of flexibility, all kinds of customization, starting from the fonts, typography, color, animation, and shapes, everything you can find in the modern day web builders. So suppose now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna color my wall as green, and yeah, this is my sweet home. So I hope now you understand what a no code web builder is compared to what the traditional web building is. Now let's move to the second topic, which is the top 2 web builder in my opinion. So as a designer, I've been looking at the web builders recently because I want to move towards development itself. And in terms of web builders, I find Framer and Webflow the top 2 because they are very good in their own space. And so now let's see what Webflow and what Framer is. So let's first move to Webflow's website, and you can see that this is their landing page. And if you go to the solutions, or if you go to the resources and then the templates, let's just wait for it to load. You can see that there are so many website templates that are already built for you. All you have to do is like import them in your workspace and modify them, and you are ready to go. In Framer, this works pretty much the same way. This is the landing page of Framer, and you can see that there are also many resources. And if you just scroll down here just for a second, and you can see all of these websites are actually built with Framer without any single coding. Isn't it great? Suppose if you go to this design, you can see that he actually made this kind of landing page using Framer. Now let's understand the interface of Webflow and Framer. So in Webflow, I built this website just to show you. You can see this, there is a 3D interactive model, and then there is the heading, there is the navbar, and this is the whole hero section itself. Okay, so you might be wondering how I made this. Actually, I didn't create this 3D model. I just imported it from another tool called Spline 3D, which provides this kind of 3D animation or 3D models. All right, and then in terms of the web builder itself, let's go see how it works. I'll just go back for a second, and yeah, here is the interface of Webflow. Webflow is actually more on the development biased, I would say, because this is designed for developers who are trying to save their time rather than coding themselves and using this tool. For example, if you see in the elements, you can see there is a structure which are section, container, then you can see the div blocks. Then on the right side, you can see, if I click on here, you can see these are colors, so classes. So in Webflow, it's more beneficial for people who have a bit of idea of HTML, CSS, and basic development, because then it gets easier for you, because all the naming, all the layout, you can see the block flags, this is for websites, right? Traditional development, because in our design Figma, we call it auto layout, which comes here as flags, which gives you this kind of flexibility. And then if you go inside here, you can see on the left bar it says body, which is the whole landing page itself. Then in the body, you can see there are sections here, right? There is the navbar, this is the heading, and then there comes the 3D model itself, which is called the spline scene. And in the navbar, you can see there are containers. So Webflow actually adapts the concept of web development and just makes it easier for you if you are good at coding, or if you have a basic idea of coding. Now let's move to the Framer. So this is a template that I just imported from Framer just to show you. You can see this cool animation, scrolling effects and stuff. So now if I go to the interface of Webflow, Framer, you can see this is more flexible, and this is very much similar to Figma, because also in Figma we can just select elements, move them around, and you can see if I just select this one here, this section here, you can see it says that there is a position, there are the sizes, and there is a layout which is similar to the auto layout of Figma. And Figma actually works as just copy and import from Figma. So all you have to do is in Framer, you have to design in Figma, then you can just import it to Framer, and you are good to go. In Webflow, it's a bit complex than Framer. So for UI designers who have got no idea of what development is, what HTML, CSS are, then Framer is the go-to tool for you. All right. So now that we have the basic idea of what Webflow and Framer is, now let's understand which one is the right one for you. So if you look at Webflow is very good for technical websites or large-scale websites for huge projects, like if you're trying to build a SaaS dashboard, if you're trying to build an e-learning platform, or if you're trying to build a whole e-commerce website, then Webflow is the right tool for you, because it's very strong and very pixel perfect in terms of design and also in terms of technicality. For example, the CMS or content management system in Webflow is very strong compared to Framer. So what CMS is that in if you're making a e-commerce platform, you have your products, their images, and then you have the prices, the reviews. So you are not gonna put each of them by just coding or doing drag and drop, right? So there should be a system which manages your content. So here comes the CMS. So the CMS in Webflow is stronger than in Framer. And so now you might be asking then why we should use Framer. Framer is very good for short designs, suppose a marketing landing page or a portfolio website or just a simple real estate a website. So in this case, Framer is the go-to tool for you. So yeah, this is all about Framer and the Webflow and the no-code web builders. And now if you ask me which I would provide, I mean, which I would prefer, I would say as a new, if you are starting the development as a beginner, Framer is the go-to tool for you. And once you are good with Framer, then you can move to Webflow. And if you are from the computer science field and you have the basic idea of HTML, CSS, and web development, then you can go to Webflow. But also Framer is gonna save you time as a UI designer, because you can directly import your design from Figma and they will be ready to launch. And in Webflow, it's a bit complex because of the structure and everything. So yeah, this is all about today's video, and I hope you liked it. And if you have any question, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.